James Burkey is the Imbue section editor for Metrosphere, where he oversees the magazine's Art and Lit, features, and profiles. Here to discuss what Imbue had to offer in the February edition, as well as what he put together for March, please welcome James Burkey.
Hi.
Good to have you.
Thanks, it's awesome to be here.
Yeah, did you have a good weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, you were a little under the weather like my co-host
I know.
here.
Everyone's just under the weather lately.
But good to go for the week.
Definitely, yeah.
Before we get into what you've been doing for Metrosphere, I wanted to talk a little bit about a piece that you wrote for the Metropolitan, the newspaper.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that piece and kind of how that came about and then what happened after.
So the piece, it was in Denver, we're getting a lingerie football league team, or they rebranded themselves as the Legends Football League, but...
Okay.
And when I heard about that, I just talked to David Shout, the sports editor for the Metropolitan, and they needed a sports columnist who can consistently get out articles. So I said, I'll definitely do it for you. And so when I heard about that, it's something I've been always felt strongly about, and I was really upset when I heard we were getting a team. So I figured this was the best platform to voice my opinion.
So you were not a fan of this idea of this lingerie football league?
No, not really. When I first heard about it, I heard about it from my sister when I was younger. And when I heard about how she felt about it, I knew, I was like, this isn't all right. And for me, I've been, ever since I was 10 years old, I've lived, breathed, and eat football. It's my life. It's something I study for. I study the game. I know almost everything there is about the history of the game. So, and as a football purist, when I saw something like this, I mean, these are athletic women that can definitely play the game of football. I'm not saying women can't. I'm just saying that they shouldn't have to be reduced to wearing lingerie while playing a full contact sport, because I think that's disrespectful to them and disrespectful to the game.
Okay.
Do you know where the idea of this lingerie football league came from?
I really don't. I haven't done that much research into it, but the first time I heard about it, I think outside of my sister, was in 7th grade when, in 2009, Denver had a team as well. And I just remember just rolling my eyes when I heard people talking about it in my class. And I've never taken it seriously. And I don't think, and most people who are fans of football don't take it seriously and aren't going to watch it, because the people who are watching the games, they're not watching.
For the football?
They're not.
So did you interview some of the players, or did you just... Was this a piece really just kind of bringing attention to, hey, this is coming back to Denver? And
it was more just bringing attention to it, because they hadn't, when I had wrote it, I think there was still a week before they had the open tryouts in Inglewood. So I couldn't really interview any local players, but I did get some quotes from online from other pieces, and of course attributed them, but yeah.
Is this something you'd like to follow up on and get interviews with these women? Because I think it'd be interesting to get their perspective and hear why they're wanting to play.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because the article's gotten so popular, it's something that I need to follow up on as being a journalist myself. It's something that I need to make sure I'm keeping up on and following closely to see, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is what women need to get into football. I don't know. I mean, I'm a guy, so I don't know. But just from where I am right now, I don't think it's going to work out, but I'm man enough to admit if I'm wrong, but.
Oh, I like that. Right. So let's just take a look into, this is the February issue of Metrosphere. You came on as the new Arts and Lit editor for this issue. And so I thought we could just kind of talk about some of the pieces that you have in here, maybe some of your favorites or what you really wanted to highlight. We've got a piece on, there's a book review on Man's Search for Meaning. And I know that you were one of the main editors on that. What about that spoke to you as a book review for this issue?
It was honestly the first full in-depth book review I've read. I've never really been much of a book review person, more like album and music and stuff like that. But I think just really the time that was put into it, and and the reason why I knew it was just such a great review is that I've never heard of this book. I've never read it.
Oh, really?
But I
Okay.
felt like I had a decent amount of information to base an opinion off of from the review, and that's what you want from a review.
Sure.
You want people to know.
And enough
about
that
it.
made you want to potentially read the book? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also had, in this issue, an artist spotlight. And now you're the arts and lit editor for the magazine. April is our issue where we take submissions. Are there things that you're looking for or things that you're hoping for that we get in terms of submissions?
I'm just hoping we get submissions because I love it in the sense that like I love to see how people express themselves.
Yeah.
And because whether or not people think it's cool or not, whether or not people think it looks good, I mean, it's just something people put time in, and that alone is cool for me.
Nice, nice. And then March is about to go into production. What pieces can we look forward to in the March issue?
Well, a writer of ours, Gardell Neal, he wrote a really good piece about the Mercury Cafe.
Yes.
And just the Mercury Cafe's impact as promoting local art and just being there for local artists and people to express themselves. And it's something that I think if anyone's been to the Mercury Cafe, you don't know what it is that makes it so cool, but you know it's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. It's been on my list for the longest time.
Everything's always on
I
the
know.
list.
Well, I want to do everything. I'm one of those people. But no, Mercury Cafe is one of those places that I heard about when we first moved to Denver. And they do, every night of the week, there's like a different thing that they do. They have like swing dancing sometimes. They have music other times, poetry readings.
Yeah, some of my friends and I, we haven't been terribly consistent about it, but we do our best to go to open mic night.
Oh, neat.
We write some of our spoken word slam poems and
Very cool.
present them. So, yeah.
We'll have
it's
to
really
have you
cool.
back to do some of your poetry. I would
Okay.
love that. That'd be awesome. Have you been to Mercury Cafe?
I have not, no.
No?
We'll have to go together.
We will have to go together. Yes.
All three of us.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. And so Gardell's piece on Mercury Cafe, any others that you feel we need to highlight or that really got your attention?
One thing I thought was really cool was what Caitlin Benz wrote, the Technosphere editor. She wrote about Lisa Brown Roberts, an MSU alumni who, in the last 18 months, has published 4 young adult novels, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah.
And I thought when I heard the background for the story, I just thought these were 4 published novels throughout a course of maybe 10 years or something. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I read just how quickly everything's been published, and I was like, this is incredibly more interesting. This is really cool.
Yeah, it gives us a little motivation to, if somebody can do so much in such a short amount of time, what's possible.
She's an MSU alumni, so it shows that, anyone can make something of themselves from here.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are you hoping to do when your time's done at MSU Denver? Do you have an idea? Or are you still figuring that out?
I think my ultimate goal, I'd like to be, either maybe one day be a sports reporter, something like that, or working for ESPN, or even writing for something like Sports Illustrated or Rolling Stone. But maybe I kind of want to do it all, I want to write for Sports Illustrated while I also want to work for ESPN as a sports reporter, and I also want to write for Rolling Stone and go to Weezer concerts or anything. And
I think those are all good goals.
I just want to have a job.
Yeah,
Successful.
I just want to have a job in the industry, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's so cool how broad those all are. And
Yeah.
how many different areas you can touch on.
Yeah, I'm not picky. I just want to be a journalist no matter what it is.
Perfect.
Well, and you're taking advantage of the opportunities here by really investing yourself at Met Media, working at the magazine, doing stuff for the newspaper. Now you're on our show. What drew you to the office? How did you hear about it? And what would you say to other people that are looking to get involved?
What drew me was, I think just for me, it was that pull to know what I wanted to do, because I did this all throughout high school and was fairly successful with it in high school, so I knew what I wanted to do. And freshman year, I spent a year off, didn't do anything, and it really felt like an empty year for me. I felt like I was missing a huge part of my life and a huge part of what I was. So the second week I came in, talked to Joella, started writing for the newspaper, and then in November talked to you to do the magazine. So, and what I'd say is just don't be scared. Like, I mean, people are going to judge you, people are going to laugh at you, but, you know, we're past that. This is college now, and you can't let people put fear in you and prevent you from doing what you want to do.
I think that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
Good way to end here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Of course.
coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
And please come again.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you.